Hi friends, welcome to another video. I have been seeing absolutely everywhere that everyone, and myself is included in this, is very ready for fall despite it still being very much summer and still very hot outside. I think everyone's just craving the colder weather and the fall vibes and just like the coziness of that time in general. Me specifically, I am a very big fall gal. Most of my wardrobe consists of muted oranges and greens, and it's just my favorite season. I absolutely love it. Is that basic? I don't really care, it's the best. So today, because I just really want to get into that fall vibe, despite it still being very warm outside, I am going to be preparing for fall. I'm going to be reading some fall books and tell you what I want to read during the fall. I'm going to be decorating my bookcase and making some like fall baked goods. Hopefully, we'll see. And just like really start preparing for the season because I just can't wait. And again, I don't feel like I'm alone. This summer, the hashtag Summerween has been trending like all summer long, especially on like Book Talk and Bookstagram and all of those places. Everyone is ready, so might as well just start early, you know? I think that's a fun time. But yeah, either way, I want to get into some of these books that I want to read for fall, and this is a very, I would say, loose list of books. I am not the best at keeping with like my TBRs. I'm very much a mood reader, but I feel like most of these books I'm going to try to read during this time. We'll see. We'll hope for the best. Either way, these are some books that I want to read. Will I read all of them? Who knows, but hopefully we will see. The first book I really want to start reading, and I feel like I'm going to read in this video, is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I have seen this all over the place, and if you don't know, I'm actually from the South. I grew up in South Carolina, and this is set in Charleston, and I'm so excited. I feel like I really want like the southern small town vibe since I grew up in that, and it just seems kind of like a perfect transitional book to like the fall season. It still feels very summery with fall vibes, so very excited to get started and hopefully start this today. The next book I've heard so much about and I'm very excited for it, and that is The Haunting of Alejandra. This is a book that I don't know a lot about, but I think the general gist is that there's this married woman who's being haunted by La Llorona, which is like a Mexican folk demon. I'm literally just reading the blurb. I don't know a lot about this, but I've seen it everywhere. Everyone's raving about it, and I'm excited to read it. The next book is The Lake House, and I feel like this book very much gives off like 80s horror movie vibes. It just has that vibe to it. It also reminds me a lot of the game Until Dawn, which is one of my favorite like horror video games. I really enjoyed it when it came out, and this book just has very similar vibes to it, so I'm very excited to read it. And one of my favorite parts of these two books is that they're much shorter than the books that I usually choose to read. Most of my books are like 400 pages to 600 pages long, so it's nice to have some shorter reads on this list. The next few books are more in the kind of like dark academia vibe, and that of course is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I love this author, as you guys know, but I have not read Babel yet. And along with Babel, I also want to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt, because I feel like these kind of go together, mainly because Babel is a response to The Secret History, so that's kind of why they're connected in that way. They're both talking about academia and critiquing it, and that kind of whole vibe is there, and I feel like dark academia just belongs in fall, so I had to read these two. I also picked up The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt at a local bookstore when I was purchasing The Secret History and Babel, so I decided to pick this one up as well. And again, this is kind of my usual size book, just like the mass of books. I don't know why I do this to myself, but This is like a maybe I might read. I really just picked it up because it was also by Donna Tartt. I don't know that much about it. I know that there's a movie that came out because I remember seeing trailers, but honestly, you know, I just bought it because of that. So we'll see if I like it or not, or if I even get to it, but either way. So those are kind of like the specific books that I want to read this fall. The majority of my fall reading though, I think I'm going to focus on reading my physical TBR. My bookcase has gotten to the point where it is just kind of overflowing with books that I haven't read yet, which doesn't really happen to me that often. So I think I'm gonna like buckle down and really focus on the books that I've purchased that have been sitting on there for almost a year now. So that is kind of the main vibe of fall. I have some books that fit the feeling, and then I'm also gonna try to catch up with my physical TBR. So yeah. But speaking of bookcases, I'm gonna go down and grab some of my fall decor items, start decorating, and I'm gonna start reorganizing this bookcase for fall. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so this is kind of the current state of my bookcase. It has worked really nicely. I've really enjoyed having everything organized by author last name because it just makes my inner English major very happy and pleased. I also like eventually, maybe, we'll see, want to go into library sciences, and so it just fits for what I really like to do and how I like to organize things. However, things are getting a little bit cramped, and I also want to add in decorations. So we're gonna have to kind of, you know, play with this a little bit. I also want to just like reorganize because there's lots of books that are on my TBR bookshelf that I've already read, and I just haven't put them into my like normal bookcase yet. So yeah. And honestly, I would be a bit shocked if everything is able to fit in, so I might have to move some books out to other places in my home. It's gonna be kind of a mess, but it'll be fun. It'll be great. If you want to see my first big bookcase reorganizing, I'll link that video down below for you because I don't think I'm gonna like overhaul everything, but I am gonna adjust, make room, all of those different things. So yeah, wish me luck. Alright, I had to take off my sweater because I got a little too toasty trying to reorganize. It's been a minute. There was lots of books that kind of just got placed, I think, without any rhyme or reason. So I had to do quite a bit of reorganizing. I also forgot to mention that I do it by last name in genres. So author last name, but it's also separated through genres because I like recommending books to people, and I just feel like it's the easiest way to find things. But I have officially kind of started, like, every book is in the right place. Now I just need to put in the decorations, but I wanted to show you kind of what I have. I am trying to be very good this year and not buying any more fall/Halloween decor. I kind of went crazy last year, so I'm trying to just stick with what I got last year, but I got most of my stuff, if not all of my things, from Michael's. I feel like it's the perfect place to buy Halloween things, and I absolutely love what they have. So if you want any of this, it's from Michael's collection last year. I don't know if they're selling it or not, but either way, let's show off some of these things that I absolutely love. I really like going for more of like a dark, witchy vibe. Lots of collecting, lots of things like that, because I already kind of do that. I have lots of little rocks and shells and little things that I find in the woods on my bookshelf. throughout the year, so I just feel like it fits the vibe. So one of my favorite things that I got was this apothecary sign, and it's just so cute. I don't even know, it's just absolutely adorable, and it's spooky but kind of fits like the autumn dark academia vibe, which I really love. So I'll probably put this up where kind of below where my mirror is currently. I also have these cute little containers, which are just, again, super cute, kind of witchy apothecary vibes. And I like putting these in my kitchen for my teas. Usually throughout the year I have like mushroom cases that I put them in, but for the spooky seasons I have to put them in these because they're just so adorable. The next thing I have is this little witch's brew kit, but it just has like little test tubes with moss and mushroom in it, and you can actually take them out. And I have not done this, but I feel like it's probably very easy to replace what's inside of these. But I like what's in there already, so super cute. I also have lots of kind of just like bottles and jars, like little crow guys. I have this like spider one. This bat one is my absolute favorite. It's so cute, and I just love, especially with these bigger ones, like the green detailing, because as you know, I'm obsessed with that color. It's my favorite. I of course have lots of skulls and like little statuettes. I also have a crow statue that I already put in the bookcase. I feel like it fits very well. And I have lots and lots of pumpkins. I just grabbed like 2 white ones. I have different colors as well. I have lots of pumpkins. I don't know if I'm gonna put a lot of pumpkins in the bookcase because I want to keep it under that like dark witchy vibe, but we will see, because it's hard not to put pumpkins everywhere when it's fall. You just want to. This is actually really new. My aunt actually gave me this. It's something you can put in your books, and it looks like 2 little hands coming out of the book, which is kind of fun. So I might put that somewhere, or I might even put it like behind the bookcase so it looks like it's coming out of the bookcase. I'm not really sure yet, but I really loved it. She gets me. I like the spooky things. So yeah, but either way, I'm gonna play around with this for a little bit because there's just a lot. A little overwhelmed. I think I got myself in too deep, just a bit. But I'm gonna promise to myself not to decorate my entire home because it's not that time yet, just the bookcase. We'll see. Alright, I am officially done decorating my bookcase. I stopped myself before I started decorating my entire home because, again, it's still August. We don't need to decorate my entire house, but I'm very happy to start getting in the spooky fall dark academia vibes in my home. I set up my little apothecary sign shop with some of my old camera collection. Have some bats, crows, and little poison bottles. We have some skulls. I found a really great place to put the little creepy hands kind of sticking out of the bookcase. Have some really nice little pumpkins. I also put Wayward Facing because it's just such a perfect book for witchy Halloween times, especially right now, because it very much still has that almost summery vibe. It's kind of like the summer into fall realm. So if you're looking for a book that's like perfect for, I guess, summerween, I definitely recommend reading Wayward. It kind of can get you into that, I guess, spirit, so to speak. But yeah, I'm very proud of my bookcase. Of course, I'll probably redo it in a couple months because that's what I do. I can't keep things the same for very long. I get bored. But either way, I think now I'm going to go start reading the book that I really want to read, which is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Again, I just feel like it's one of those books that's perfect for this like transitionary time, like period. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start that and see if it's any good. So yeah, let's go. I am almost 100 pages into the book so far, and I decided that I really wanted to annotate this book. I'm not really sure why, I kind of just got the vibe that I wanted to do it. So with library books specifically, if I want to annotate, I always just grab a little like super cheap notebook and kind of do my annotations that way because, you know, can't write in the book, don't want to ruin this for someone else. But it's been really fun to kind of almost play detective in a way because there is a bit of a mystery going on. I think it's definitely more horror than mystery, but it's still very fun. I'm really loving the Southern charm, the Southern small town. The women in this book remind me of a lot of older women that I knew growing up, so that's really fun. I definitely think there's a lot of like stereotypes in this book. It feels like a little bit of a parody of a Southern town, just a bit, but I'm still really enjoying it and it's been fun so far, and I believe I am meeting the vampire of the book right now, so that's very exciting, and I'm just really liking the vibe right now. It seems more of a kind of horror in plain sight type of thing, so that's very exciting. I'm definitely really liking the vibe of this book right now, so I think I'm going to continue reading for just a little bit longer until I really want to make some sweet treats. So yeah. Alright, I think I'm about done reading for the day. I'm getting a little tired and kind of need a break. But I am really enjoying it so far. I feel like it's a very fun horror book, if that makes any sense. It's not necessarily scary, and there's lots of things that are very like right on the nose. There's not a lot of like mystery or like thriller elements to it. But it's fun, and it very much reminds me of like a classic 80s horror movie and the way where it's kind of funny in a way, just watching the chaos happen. But I'm really enjoying it so far, and honestly, it definitely is the perfect book to read right now in this kind of like in-between moment, because I feel like August is summer, but it's also very fall-esque. Like, we're getting ready for it. We're about to hit that time, that just like cozy era. So I feel like it's a perfect book because it's set in the summer, but it is very spooky, and so I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's just a really fun book. But right now I'm going to make some baked treats, and I'm going to turn on one of my favorite fall TV shows, which is Over the Garden Wall. It's actually going to be off of HBO, so I'm kind of trying to watch it now, even though I know it's on different things. But I'm really excited to watch that, get cozy, and make cookies with y'all. So let's make some chocolate chip cookies. All right, so I got a name for Nan because I'm a very messy cook, baker, whatever. I kind of just like throw things together. So I'm going to end up making a mess. Either way, I mixed up the flour and the baking soda together, and now I'm gonna do the butter, which is kind of like the most like difficult part of this whole recipe because it adds like the most, and it's like the reason this is so good, but it can be very easy to mess up. So yeah, there's that. I did want to chat about something that the book kind of reminded me of, because it was something that I was thinking about before and I just completely forgot about it. But I think the reason I love this book so much right now is because it very much has not the same but similar vibes to What We Do in the Shadows, which is an incredible show. If you have not seen it yet, I highly recommend. It's perfect for the upcoming Halloween fall season, but it's a mockumentary, like Office style show, but about vampires, and it's honestly my absolute favorite show right now. It's so fun, and season 5 is currently coming out, so highly recommend watching it. But I feel like the vampire vibes of this book are very similar to like a mix between Laszlo and also Colin Robinson, which is great. So if you know what I'm talking about, you'll kind of get the gist. But yeah, it's a pretty good time. Highly recommend watching that show if you are in the mood for funny vampires. Alright, now I'm gonna add all of my sugars and my salt and baking soda, all of that stuff, and vanilla as well. To do 4 of these because I only have a half teaspoon. Okay, and now we're gonna mix this up. I also forgot to say that I am gonna put this recipe down below if you would like to recreate it. Again, it's my absolute favorite. I absolutely love it. So let me know if you end up making this because it's so good, guys. It's so yummy. Alright, now it's my favorite part. It is adding all of the yummy chocolatey goodness. You can also add walnuts, but I'm not going to do that today because I do not have any. But yes. Alright, and this is for me and my husband. I wash my hands, but I do not like mixing the chocolate chips in with a spatula or anything. I just like get my hands in there and mix them together. So we're gonna do that. Perfect. Let's try a little bit of it. Gosh, I love cookie dough. It's the best. All right. So I'm going to roll these up and put them on my pan and then put them in the oven. I might make some, I used to do this with my siblings where I would roll them into like little perfect circles and the cookies would turn out into like little perfect domes. I don't know if any of you did that when you were younger, but it was always really fun. So I might do some of them like that. And if I lose patience, I'll just do the rest normally. But I just make little balls of cookie dough, put them on the pan, and put them in the oven. So yeah. guys so much for watching and enjoying this semi-fall day before fall actually officially arrives. It's been really fun to decorate and just feel the way I want to feel, even though it is still quite warm outside. But it's been really, really nice. Let me know if you guys end up reading any of the books that I suggest and your thoughts on them. Or if you guys end up making the cookies, let me know how you liked them and everything like that. And I will see you next week. Bye!